That big boss less special. It ain't no game, but they saying welcome to the second level. Second level gaming. Second level.
What's up, guys, and welcome to Level 2 VR. This week we have quite a lot to discuss, so I'm going to just dive right in. We have Darknet and Unearthing Mars, the release today. Have you seen anything on either of those games?
Well, we talked about Unearthing Mars last week.
Right.
Which is the space game that we're like, well, space games, there's a lot of them. Some of them tend to turn out pretty
Little
badly.
concerned it would look like The Martian.
Yeah.
So far, have you seen any comments on it yet?
No, it was released this morning and I've not looked.
And the people that have picked it up in the UK, because it's already live at the time of recording on the UK store, have said it's actually not great.
Yeah.
Which makes me a little sad.
Yeah.
But yeah, that did release today. I'll give it a shot maybe. It's not super pricey right now, so it's like $15, $12, something like that. So I think I might pick it up, but I kind of want to read a few more reviews. I'm going to go back to r/PSVR and see what those guys have to say about it maybe at the end of the day. But the one that is kind of popular is Darknet, which is a hacker game, which everyone likes a bit of the old hackaroony.
I'm thinking Skynet.
Right, but it's basically in a 3D realm. You have kind of the thing in front of you, and you're like manipulating code and viruses and things like that. And it's supposed to be pretty cool. It was out on the Gear for a while, I think, and did pretty well there. Again, cheap game, not super pricey, so it's more of an experience. It's not really anything close to like any of these AAAs and whatnot that have been dropping lately.
So it's not going to replace Resident Evil as your favorite game?
No,
of all time.
probably not. So yeah, Resi and Dirt, definitely. We were spoiled, I think, with those two games. So
I've yet to play Dirt.
It's good. It's not bad.
I think I told you I'm logging into your account for the 24 hours.
That's
stream.
fine. I don't mind.
Cool.
Yeah, but yeah. So Resi and Dirt, we were a little spoiled with. So now we're back to experiences for at least a little bit. And Darknet and Unearthing Mars are your two for this week that released for PSVR. On top of that, I do have some better news. So like in terms of what I'm looking forward to going forward as far as like AAA experiences, or at least like high quality experiences. One name has been on everyone's list for a little while, and that's the game Farpoint.
Yes.
Which is, as we know, it's a space shooter, but it's unique in the fact that Sony are creating a peripheral to play.
They're making the light gun.
They are. They're making a cool little light gun.
Literally, it is a light gun because it uses the light. So here's the question I have, because I know what you're about to get into.
Sure.
Does the gun have its own ball on the end, or do you put the move inside the gun?
That I don't know.
Because I think it's its own ball.
I think it might be.
It should be.
And I would like it if it was.
Because if it wasn't, I feel like that would get real janky real quick with it just like maybe potentially.
Yeah, if you're continually like slapping him in and out of there, maybe. I don't know. I mean, I'm honestly not that fussed about it. Like as long as it works.
I'm just thinking longevity of something like that. It would last quicker.
That's true. But then it's cheaper to replace one move controller than the entire
whole gun.
Yeah. So. But there are two things to do with Farpoint this week. One is that Farpoint has officially been announced to have co-op, which is exciting.
Local or I'm assuming online?
I'm assuming online as well.
Online.
Yeah, local would be...
Because local co-op, you should be running into
that wouldn't really work in VR.
I mean, it would, but you'd just be like...
Yeah, but yeah, it's online co-op, and that's cool. That's cool. That's one of the... Because people that have PSVRs have been gagging for more multiplayer experiences. Obviously, we had Rigs, which was popular, but then they shut down the studio.
Wolves Within is the other big
Werewolves Within is something that is popular, but at the same time is kind of the style of game that I think not a lot of people are into. So it's for what it is, it's great, and I'm sure it did actually introduce a lot of people to that genre of kind of tabletop gaming. But
there's not
it's not quite what we were looking for.
Isn't that, I mean, racing games.
Eagle Flight.
That's about
that
it.
kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But Farpoint is the big one. And Farpoint, being a shooter, being a really high-class shooter, doing that in co-op, to me, is exciting.
Do you know who's developing? I'm going to look real quick.
Sure, go ahead. So I'm pretty pumped about that. That was some big news for me. And the other news is surrounding the AIM gun, the first-party gun. And that's that they're going to actually utilize it for more first-party Sony titles. So Sony have come out and said, we are going to use that AIM gun for a lot more than just Farpoint. There are some first-party third-party titles on the way that are going to use the aim gun, which is exciting because that means that they're actually taking time to create these experiences that we're trying to draw out of this thing. So if Farpoint goes well, which we're all hoping that it does, and judging from a lot of people's experiences that have had chance to play it, I think that we're in for a good time with that one.
So the developer's Impulse Gear, I'm trying to load their website and it doesn't look like it's loading.
Sure.
Which is fun. I'm just seeing if they've done anything in the past. It's a Sony published game, so it's a Sony game.
I'm not sure. I mean, nothing that anyone probably would know a whole lot about. But
there's not very many of them either.
But we're all rooting for them, and we hope that they come up with a really great game, and we hope that Sony utilized this peripheral for further gaming. The other thing is it's got to get backward compatibility with some of the games that already exist too. So Brookhaven is a big one. Brookhaven is a game that we have played on the channel, and it's a really, really fun game where you're just kind of like stood in the middle of an area like a park or a tunnel, and you are sort of attacked on all sides by beasties. And I can imagine the aim gun would make that a fun experience, because if you remember when I was playing it, I had an issue that I was like closing the wrong eye when I was trying to aim, and for whatever reason, as soon as I swapped to the other eye, everything was perfect. But if you had the aim gun, I'm hoping that would be less of an issue. So
there's 14 people in this picture for their dev team. That's crazy. Considering what this game looks like. This game to me
does look beautiful.
Looks like a Halo.
Yeah.
So
it's exciting. I mean, Farpoint is, again, it's big news for most people. They do keep kind of delaying it a little bit, but I'm fine with that. As long as they release a good finished game that's like another kind of, block rocking experience that you can't get anywhere else, then I'm happy for it. And
do you think it'll be $60?
I don't know.
I have a feeling
I think it is. Based on looks. I think it is. I think with the gun it's 80. But I think it may be less than that when it's by itself. I'm not positive, but with the gun, it's 80, which is not bad.
No.
So yeah, there's that. Some of the other news we got this week: Star Trek Bridge Crew, which a lot of people are looking forward to, including Mr. Macaroni and Dave.
David is super excited about
David's
that one.
pumped on his Star Trek, and I think a lot of people are looking forward to this.
He joked with me. He's like, "You need to get it." I was like, "I don't care. I don't do the concept of the game is really cool. I'm not a Star Trek person, so let me close this.
Yeah, it's an acquired taste for sure.
I was a Star. I wouldn't even say I was a Star Wars fan. I fell more in Star Wars than I did Star Trek, and Star Trek was too nerdy for me.
Well, that's fair enough.
Saying the guy who now runs a video game YouTube podcast site, whatever the hell you want to call it.
I like Star Trek. I mean, I've always preferred Star Wars over Star Trek, but I don't dislike Star Trek. I don't know if I'll pick it up because it doesn't have that level of excitement for me. But for those fans that are enjoying...
Could you picture a Sunday night stream with all four of it? Well, I don't know who the fourth person is.
It might be fun. Yeah.
And me being the captain, be like, Tom, give me some more thrusters. David, put your shields up.
That would be my personal nightmare.
I would be a great
But what would make it worse is that it's currently been announced to be an over 40-plus hour game, which is a big chunk of time. So for those of you that were looking forward to Star Trek Bridge Crew, that it did get delayed.
It got delayed twice.
Yeah.
So it's now May, I believe.
But it's going to be over 40 hours. So there's a lot to love there about that. And I think that it's going to be priced probably in the higher
Ubisoft,
range.
Right? It's Ubisoft?
I can't remember.
Because I believe that was one of the cool things from their conference.
Yeah, I think you're right. I can't remember.
I don't know. It all E3 just went and merged together.
But that was exciting to me because I like to see these VR games that are getting a bit longer and stretching it. We've had enough 1 or 2 hour experiences. I want to see something that's like, okay, that's a 40-hour game. That's something that I'm going to have a long time with. It's going to be worth spending the money on, even if it's expensive. And if you dig Star Trek, then I can't really think of much of a better experience for you.
As long as... I think the game will do well as long as the missions are varied enough. Because how much can you do with the four of you controlling shit and be like each role? Like the role is pretty well defined.
I don't think they've really shown a whole lot of what's going on, other than the fact you're kind of just doing general kind of like work together and control the ship stuff.
So do
aliens come into it?
Yeah, like, what's the missions? Like, are you shooting at things?
Yeah.
Are you like?
I'm assuming you're staying on the bridge the entire time. I mean, it's called Bridge Crew.
Yeah,
it's not like let's get off the planet and explore or anything.
But it's also one of those things of like, is an alien coming to attack you? Is an alien? Are you defending a planet? Like,
yeah.
And even those things could be very similar gameplay. It's just different skin on it.
So we like the idea that it's 40 hours, but we hope that it's 40 unique hours and not just like repetitive fetch quests. And
there's always a gameplay loop, but I'm hoping that the gameplay they have enough gameplay loop that is intriguing and not just recycling stuff with a new skin.
That's fair comment, I think. Moving on, there's some really interesting news around the best-selling PSVR game, which is a surprise to just about everyone that heard this list. And if you had to guess, you would say what?
Job Simulator.
Job Simulator.
No, if I had to guess best-selling PSVR, like realistically, I would say Batman probably has a chance because it was like the first big thing that was released.
Batman was pretty high tempo. I think Rush of Blood did particularly well. VR Worlds, of course, being
because that was bundled in.
Yeah, but no, it is actually not even just Eve Gunjack.
Wow.
The small
is that the free one?
No, it's $10. But yeah, the $10 experience, which is a shooting game based in the Eve world, But that's the number one selling game for the PSVR. Over 500,000 copies sold. So there you go.
How many PSVRs are there? 700,000, I think.
I don't know,
something?
but that's an awful lot. And I don't know whether it's just because it's like a cheap experience and people were just
I wonder if it was like people didn't want to pay $60 for Eve Valkyrie, so they're like, let me
try this out. Yeah. Maybe.
Because let's be honest, I was pretty disappointed with Eve Valkyrie after pretty quickly. Like, it looked cool at first, and I was like,
I haven't given it enough of a chance yet. I played the demo, I really liked it. I haven't even played the full game.
It's the first one that I got.
I've had it forever.
Real kind of I didn't get nauseous in, but I got to the point of like, oh. I remember watching Walker play that though. I was like, Jesus.
Yeah, I mean, it looks fun, but you can get a little nauseous because it's like
you're looping.
It's 360 degrees of movement, so it's way more confusing than even something like.
I want to get a motion simulator chair to go with VR. Somebody make that, please.
That'd be fun. But yeah, that's a surprising sort of bit of information. I thought that it's Eve Gunjack that sort of took the big one there. And the other one that I thought was worth mentioning is that we cheated a little bit with this, and you didn't get to see it, but
it had some issues.
Yeah, we have multiple accounts on my PS, and they are for like Hong Kong and Japan and China and stuff like that. And so we could go to those places and download demos that you maybe can't get in this part of the world. And one of those that we jumped in and got was from I think it was the Hong Kong store, was Danganronpa
Classroom
VR,
Trial.
the Classroom Trials, yeah. And it's a VR. It's kind of an experience.
There's real cute women in it.
Is weird, yeah. There's lots of anime chicks and dudes in there.
Dude has some massive hair.
Scary ass bunny, not bunny, Teddy in there.
It was like half black, half white bear, and then I don't want to spoil anything, but it takes a weird turn at the end there, and you're not expecting.
The whole thing is pretty oddball, which if you played a Danganronpa, you're expecting. But it's almost like Ace Attorney or whatever, or like Harvey Birdman or something.
Yeah.
I
liked it. It was a lot of fun. It
was cool.
Super short.
Yeah, it was short, but that is now available
in USA?
on the North American store. So you can hop in there and grab Danganronpa and see how you feel about that. But yeah, that's actually, I think, the full game too, because on here with this little information that I've got here, it's saying that during the Spike Chunsoft press event at GDC 2017, the Japanese developer announced that Cyber Danganronpa: The Class Trial VR will launch next week on March 7th, which is today for us in North America, and 10th for the EU. And after teasing that the game will come west, they've delivered in the best fashion by launching next week. Originally, the game was only released in Japan and Asia. Now the VR experience comes west for all fans to enjoy. So it looks like it is still the small one then, but it is still a really good experience. So I would recommend that you guys check that out.
GDC just happened, so that's where a lot of this news is probably coming from.
And I think this is all good news so far. I mean, it's exciting to me that PSVR has been going for a while now. We know that they're way, like we already talked about this last time, they've way outdone themselves in terms of how many units they thought
and that's
they were
even
sell.
with not officially known, but a known supply issue when it comes to
in terms of supply and demand. They've been sucking a little bit there, but there's been I would say a decent whack of games available. They've released at least one or two new ones a week, even if they've been smaller experiences. The demos have been starting to churn out a little more. They're adding functionality to older games. Like a lot of games are getting move control now. Like Tethered got some extra stuff on
I have the demo. I haven't played it yet.
Yeah, it got smartened up for the Pro, and they also are adding move control to Windlands. That's going to get move control. So
that makes total sense.
Yeah, so there's a lot of
SciTech.
Yeah, so you can like Spider-Man your way around.
And
But
hopefully
so far, things have been going really swimmingly, I think, for Sony and the PSVR. And I think maybe because they were one of the first like widestream consoles or mainstream consoles to attach that. I know that there's a lot of talk about Microsoft going that way. Yeah, definitely being cheap as help.
So I talked about it a little bit on Bargain Basement with Phil Spencer. So Phil Spencer, he got asked about VR for Microsoft, like is Scorpio going to have VR, all this kind of stuff. And obviously he can't give specific answers. But his response was he does not see VR being on the console anytime soon because he thinks PC is the area to kind of nail down what it should be before you curate it for the console platform. So he goes, I see a lot of that happening on Windows, but he goes, I'm not going to rule it out coming to a console. He goes, I've got my eye on Sony, I've got my eye on Oculus, I've got my eye on HTC Vive, and kind of see. He's like, it's so early on, we don't know what VR is.
So they're not willing to take the risk that Sony did just yet.
It's a big financial risk.
Oh, I imagine so.
That was his response, and I mean, he kind of is because they do PC sides as well because of Microsoft, because they're doing the Play Everywhere thing, which I thought was cool. It was an interesting answer. So basically, Sony's in the console world, Sony's going to be the only VR unit we have, which for those of us who own a PS4 is awesome. I do kind of agree with him with right now, as we've said many times, we know what VR is, but we don't know what to say. Like, there's going to be somebody that makes something that's going to completely change how we think of this.
Yeah.
And
I think we're definitely still very much in early stages. I think there's some experiences that are proving to be better than others. We're definitely getting a handle on the software. People are talking about, hey, is Capcom going to be able to maybe unleash their engine for VR? There's also a really interesting article going around right now that talks about Capcom's difficulties with implementing VR to the Resident Evil series. Yeah, I mean, because they were doing it from the ground up, but they still had a lot of problems with it. So if you can find that article, and if I could find it, I'll drop it in the description. But it's very interesting just reading about like the struggles that they have with that engine and trying to put it into a VR world. But absolutely paid off, and absolutely 100% one of the best experiences I've ever had in video games.
I wonder, getting on that a little bit, I wonder if like them doing the VR attachment to Resident Evil 7 help. Either it did two. I think it did two things. One, it created buzz around it more than it would have had. Like Resident Evil would have had buzz, but I think having VR, doing the full VR, every gameplay footage I saw online for the most part was a VR one, because what is this like? And so I think it helped them there. And the other thing is, as we said before, it's a AAA developer doing this, and I feel like they helped validate PSVR and VR as a full platform and not just these little cutesy experiences that can last anywhere from, I mean, Danganronpa's 15 minutes, that's a trial.
Gary the Gall's like 2.
Yeah, Gary the Gall's like 2.
It's fun, though. It's a fun 2 minutes. Yeah.
But it kind of validates, like you said before, validates kind of PSVR becoming a true platform for things to be on,
Do we think that when Farpoint comes out and that AIM controller comes out, because the other thing alongside those bits of information are that Sony allegedly has some patents out for better controls. So not the moves, something new. Looks more similar to the Vive controls.
Which Oculus released the Touch recently, so it wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, so I would like to see, I really want to see gloves. That's what I want to see. I want to see like
the Nintendo Power Glove.
Yeah, give me fucking Power Gloves on both hands.
Just make them work better.
Sony Power Gloves.
Make them work better.
And then you could track every finger with mocap or something.
The problem you'd have with that is it uses light to track in the camera.
Just put a lot of fucking lights on them.
But you'd
like Michael Jackson.
You'd have crossbleed. So that's the issue they probably run into. Is I'm sure they're looking at this kind of stuff, but even with like an LED, if you think about how LED brightens out, you couldn't put one on each finger because they'd be too close together for the most part.
I don't know. There's ways around that shit, I think. But
they got to take engineering to do it. But that's one of the things they got to be concerned with.
It's a concern. But yeah, I think that
or just put like the fucking connected.
Sony's getting exciting with PSVR stuff. They're starting to ramp it up. They're advertising it more. They have enough units out there now that when they release really good things, they're gonna know. They're gonna know right away if it's worth it or not. I also think, and this is again another shout out to our friends in r/PSVR. A lot of people are saying basically right now people are in the kind of the talk with your wallet phase. We've moved past the buy everything phase, and we're at a point where when people were releasing lackluster experiences, we're just not buying them. So Unearthing Mars, I think, is going to get a little bit of that kind of a backlash. That's not to say it's a bad game by any means. Like, I haven't played it, so I don't want to give you a comment on it.
Some of the other stuff.
But so far,
because now we have stuff to compare it to.
Yeah. So far, Prime opinions have been kind of like, it's lackluster. So I'll make my own judgments on that, as you should too. But it's kind of interesting that we're at that phase now where we're comfortable enough to stop just buying everything that's VR, and we can start going, okay, this is worth the money to put into buying it, to send a message to say that this is the type of thing we want, and we don't want so much of this anymore. There's a lot of these movie studios that are coming out with little experiences, like, there's just like the Apollo 11 thing is coming out pretty soon. Paranormal Activity is supposed to be out here pretty soon. There's no way you would do that. There are quite a lot of those, and Paranormal Activity is supposed to be great. I
want to see more. So it's on there right now, but Invasion, I can't remember the name of the company that does it, but they've been called the Pixar of
VR.
3D VR movies.
Pix VR.
Yeah, but they I want to see more from them.
Yeah.
Because that kind of stuff intrigues me. Because, again, from day one when we talked about VR, we've always said for VR to be successful as a whole, it has to be successful outside of gaming. Can't forget gaming, because gaming is a big part of it.
Which is hopefully where this firmware update for Sony comes into play as well. They had their update this week for the 3D movies. And, 3D Blu-rays are really not that popular at this point in time. Like, people have a bunch of them. I
have them. Oh. Sorry about that.
Yeah, sorry about that technical hiccup.
Our camera just turned off randomly, and we don't know why.
Yeah. So it does that sometimes.
I mean, it is 7 years old.
Yeah, we need a new one.
It's in camera years, that's old.
But yeah, I don't even remember what we were talking about. Can you?
We were talking about PSVR updates, entertainment.
Oh, yeah.
I can kind of remember stuff. Blu-rays, 3D Blu-rays have been kind of a... something that was exciting for a while, and people bought a ton of them. But the thing is, they were pricey. I joke, I get them. So whenever I buy a Blu-ray or ask somebody to buy me a Blu-ray, I want to get the version that has the digital and the physical and the DVD,
all of it, yeah.
And it tends to come with the 3D one because of that. And I was like, that's why I have them all.
Well, some of them were pricey. Like, some of them were like, and I'm not positive on all of them, but some of the 3D experiences, like when I bought Prometheus, I'm pretty sure it was like $40. Oh,
see, I bought Avatar for $20.
Right. So there are like websites, and we talked about this earlier. If you're looking to get into that, Blu-ray.com or blue-ray.com /3D. Amazon too.
Amazon tends to be pretty cheap.
But they have some wonderful sales on the 3D there, and so if you're looking to to check that out now that the PSVR is going to have these capabilities of being able to watch these 3D movies, and allegedly this is the best way to watch a 3D movie.
I wonder. So one of my things with this, I wonder from the 3D movie. I need to see it, I guess, but is it the flat mode screen inside, then it's 3D out, or
I think so. I think it's similar to the idea of wearing your glasses and watching it, except you don't have to wear your glasses. So you're just watching it, and everything is in the 3D realm.
You have to wear this cool little helmet instead.
You do have to wear a helmet, but everything is in the 3D realm. But it's still like watching a movie in PSVR.
So I'm guessing like cinema mode where you have
cinema mode is exactly kind of how I expected.
And I wonder from a motion sickness, because you're not moving, but things in front of you are going to be moving. Like I told you during the bargain basement, right? The bargain basement. How to Train Your Dragon, in my opinion, is the best 3D movie. If you want to get like a baseline of what a good 3D movie is, that's a good one to start with. Things move quickly in that movie.
Yeah.
And obviously it's different because it's not full surround sound, but like, will you get dizzy? Because
I watched Rogue One in 3D and it was incredible.
I played Division, but not in a headset though.
No, but I'm excited to see what it looks like in a headset.
I played Division in cinema mode, and I got more sick doing that than I did playing a VR game.
I haven't done cinema mode yet.
I learned not to do the big screen, do the medium screen. Big screen.
Too much, like IMAX.
Yeah, it's like you don't know where to look, especially a game like Division where things are happening all around you. Right. I don't know what to look at.
Yeah, I could see that making me a little nauseous.
But yeah, I got more sick doing that than I think I've, other than like Windlands, played a video game where I physically got sick. So.
All right. So that's it for the audio portion of here. So if you're listening to us, thank you. And please feel free to give us a rate or whatever and let us know about how you're feeling about VR right now. Do you think it's moving in the right direction? Do you think there's more that could be done? Are you excited? Do you have one? Can you find one? Etc. And if you're watching us, hi. how are you? Then you're going to stay tuned, and you're going to get the next section of this, which is Dexed, I believe, on the PSVR, which is an interesting kind of a shooter where it makes you shoot the opposite color.
It confuses my brain.
Yeah, it makes your brain hurt. Where you have two move controllers, and you shoot the opposite color of your move controller, which in turn is very difficult because you kind of want to shoot
the same
color. That's what your mind is telling you. Difficult game, but it's like an on rails, almost like Panzer Dragoon style thing.
Reminds me of like a Disney ride.
Yeah, it's like on rails, but it's fun. It's cool. So it wasn't the greatest game in the world, but it's definitely enjoyable and it's cheap. So that's what we like to hear, as we are fans of the bargains.
Basements.
So yeah, hang tight if you want to see the gameplay for Dexed following this. If you're on the audio, we love you, thank you, and we'll check you next time. But yeah, if you're up for it, stick around and enjoy Dexed. All right, so this is Dexed on the PSVR. It is a cheapy game. It's about $15, and it harkens a little bit back to Panzer Dragoon and those kind of games. I've been told it's kind of like a poor man's version of Rez. I have not played Rez, although I really want to.
Reminds me a lot of like an arcade game right now.
Yeah. But it's
like I'm just shooting shit and getting points.
I guess you're underwater. Are you underwater?
Yeah, the level is called Underwater.
Okay.
So I'm underwater. The way this works is you have to shoot the thing with the opposite element. So one of my hands you can see is fire. One hand is ice. Like I want to shoot these guys with the fire. I want to shoot these guys with the ice. If I shoot them with the wrong one, as the tutorial just told me, tutorial told me they will attack me and bounce it back at me. So I gotta
hold your controllers in front of your face so they can see it on cam. There you go.
There's fire and there's a whale.
Yeah, and there's whales.
Hi, whale. Not whale.
But it's
kind of cool. I mean, they kind of just like disappeared into the ether down there.
Yeah,
that's a bit weird.
The turning is a little weird, right?
Not. Oh shit. Block.
Oh, there you go.
Not really, because it's they have the option to turn weird, but as long as they just fuck. I hit the wrong thing. As long as I just rotate with my head, I'm fine. Because right now it's going on its own. I'm not moving anything. It's just moving
on rails.
Its own. Yeah. Shit, I shot the... No! Fuck.
Is it hard for your body to remember kind of what
It's hard to remember which one's in which hand.
Right.
That's the hardest thing for me right now.
Because you just want to shoot everything with everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know what this reminds me of is like... what was that one game? Like an old classic arcade like shooter, like Asteroids or something.
Mm-hmm.
Not Asteroids. What's the one with the spaceship?
Galactica.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm getting that vibe for some reason. I don't know why I'm getting that vibe, but I am.
Question.
What's with the whale and the things on the whale?
Oh,
I want to kill those.
Lots of little things on him.
Let's kill those things on him.
Question for you: how is it graphically in VR?
It's actually
pretty good from here.
It is. I'm quite impressed. I mean, I can tell, obviously, the whale below me is fake. Because it's a video game. But, like, compared to all the other VR games, it's actually a lot nicer looking than I expected it to be based on what it is.
Yeah, because it's a cheapy game.
I came in and expected, like... I mean, the movement's a little funky on this dude here, but I'm going to kill all his barnacles. Oh, so I had to use the...
There's a big circle thing in front of you. You probably want to watch out for that. That might just be the end of the level.
Yeah. No! Don't suck me in! Yep, that's the end of the level. So my high score was 47. Let's see what it... Oh, God. Yeah. Loco for...
You got 47. This guy got almost 500,000.
Yeah, that was on easy. Let's see if people did on hard.
Ooh, over. No.
Let's see my friends. Okay, cool. It's only us.
We're
247th in the world, though. Because there's probably only 247 people that played it.
There's probably 247 people that own the game, yeah.
Okay, so that was one level. Do I unlock another one now?
I assume so.
So 4. So I was just underwater. There's forest. There's arcade.
Is that a mode, though?
I don't know.
I guess do the forest.
I know nothing about this game, Tom. You're the one who's like, you need to play it.
I did make you play it. That's true.
Zen?
Fuck that. Normal. Zen's just gonna be like... No, normal. Don't be a pussy. Alright. Oh, feeling frisky, are you?
Get off me, bro. Competitive nature. It's gonna backfire, but that's okay.
Do stuff you shouldn't
So,
do.
ice, fire.
Oh, I like that you can kind of see the route you're taking here. Like that little green, like, ether that you're kind of traveling on right now. So what are those things you're shooting anyway?
What?
What are those things you're shooting anyway?
I don't know. Just some sort of ice.
Like, where is this world that there's just ice and fire skull demon things floating around?
Shit. Block. Okay. Okay, they move. So the difference between what the mode I just played and this mode is shit moves a lot faster.
Yeah.
If you haven't noticed.
Looks like it.
I don't know if that's just because of the new level or what. I'm just fucking hammering away here. I don't know if I'm hitting the right thing. I'm just going to fucking button mash and hope for the best.
So do you think there's just the underwater level and this level? Because I remember seeing, like, for some of the demo, like, pictures.
Oh, there's probably way
trailers,
more.
There was, like, an octopus and stuff.
You probably unlock it.
You unlock it,
oh shit, I got hit by that. Like, the whale showed up earlier, so there was that.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe he's a boss.
Is it fun at least?
Fun is not the word I would use. It's entertaining.
Okay.
But oh shit. So the problem I'm running into is I want to hit the element with the same element I have. And that's not what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to do with the opposite. So like I see yellow, I'm like, oh, yellow's left. And that's not what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm supposed to be hitting with the other one.
You think it would have been better if it was like hit like for like as opposed to the opposite?
Or if it was, yeah. Because the visual cue is just slightly off. Like there, I just fucking did all three of those wrong. And this is hard when they start crossing paths because you're like, how the hell do I do this? And I'm just going to fucking just, bah! Put my shields up at some point because I'm going to get hit by something. I guarantee it. So.
I don't see any kind of a life.
Yeah, I also, the thing I don't see, which is really weird, is I don't see a pattern to the way these guys are coming in.
No, they're just kind of all over the shop.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like I I can learn what they're doing.
I don't think you have time anyway, to be honest.
Yeah, it's too quick. Like,
yeah,
I'm also trying to get every single one. I feel like if I just focused on like certain ones, I would be fine. Like if I just focused on just the fire ones initially, or whichever one had more at the time, like that. See,
I think you're getting the hang of it.
Let's try it. You say that. I'm gonna fuck it up somewhere. Like that. I just fucked it up. Just fucked it up. I screwed the pooch, Tom. I can cancel. I forgot I can cancel. Yep. That's the end of the level. Start fucking rapid firing. Maybe I'll get something.
Are we sure that's the end, or is that just like, okay, you've been hit too many times, you have to leave now?
I don't know. It looks like the end. Yeah, it's the end. There's the end of the cavern right there. 14,000.
All right.
We're 16th of the world.
That can't be right.
Because number 17 has 0 points.
Well, all right, fair enough. So
yeah, I don't know. I'm not enjoying this.
Still some confusing elements to it. In terms of,
I think that looks like it's. Oh no, there's one. There's a volcano. Whoa.
There's Inferno.
There's a snowman over there.
A snowy one.
So there's got to be one over there then too.
Yeah.
There's arcade.
I don't know what arcade is. Arcade's probably just go for points.
I'm gonna do that one.
Yeah, try the Inferno one.
And I'm gonna do it on Zen. Actually, I'll do it on easy where mistakes don't matter.
Okay. See if it goes for longer.
See if I can just shoot. Because I kind of want to see if I can just shoot it with either one. Then these environments are really cool. Look, I'll give them that. That trail as you were talking about earlier is interesting, but at the same time, it's just like weird.
I guess it's just giving you a heads up to your direction.
Well, it's like it's inside of me, which is the weird part. Like it was like underneath me, but I just feel like it's like literally.
Have you seen Donnie Darko?
No.
In Donnie Darko, there's like a weird thing where they have this, I guess, like this ether or this abyss type thing that comes out of their chest, and it sort of shows them where they're destined to walk to and where they're destined to be. And it kind of feels like that a little bit. Like this is the Donnie Darko kind of ether that's pulling you along.
Yeah, the other issue I'm having big time is like keeping track of which hand is which thing. Like it's dumb as that is, it's really hard to know. And you think eventually I memorize it, but I just.
Do you think it's a case of practice makes perfect, or you think it's just like your brain has trouble?
My brain can't. As of right now, my brain can't comprehend kind of what I know what I'm supposed to be doing, but my brain doesn't take the cues that the game is giving me and turning it into the response that it needs. Does that make sense?
Do you think that's a time thing, or it's because your concentration's off because you're talking to me, or?
It might be, but I really don't. I don't know. Because again, like my brain's like fire, ice, but my hands says, oh, yellow, yellow.
So used to matching like for like in games.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Oh, we're moving quick now. Oh, we're moving. We're moving and grooving. I just shot the wrong thing at that. Good thing my mistakes don't matter, right, Tom?
They are little skulls, I've noticed, which is kind of adorable.
Yeah, I don't know what they are.
They're Dexies. Dexies Midnight Runners.
Come on, Eileen. Come do your thing.
So, what do we think in terms of so far? Price-wise, 15 about right or too much?
I wouldn't personally. There's two major reasons why I'd say wait to see potential. My gut says 5, and the reason I'm saying that is one, because the confusion that my brain is having. It's not something I feel like it can really.
To be fair, that's not really their fault, though.
But it is, because based on the cues they're giving me, like. I feel like if
could just be you though. Like I could play it and my brain could click perfectly well.
Well, if the moves were like, say at the bottom of the screen, if they had like blue and yellow, like at the bottom, like right, left, so I knew which side they were on, because like I can't see the moves when I'm looking around.
Gotcha. And
the pointers, again, I just get confused which hand's which. So that's one. And the second thing is the same. It's the exact same mode, just different locations.
Right.
Which is cool,
That's
but
fair.
It'll get boring really fast.
So the longevity is just not really there, and also it seems to actively be working against you as far as your memory is concerned.
Yeah, because I feel like the advantage of VR, in my opinion, is the being intuitive, which most VR experiences, I think, do it pretty well. Like I said, if this was like... Even if they had a HUD at the bottom of my screen that was like blue over here and yellow
just
plus
to kind
fire
of
over
remind
here,
you
just
what's what, yeah.
Just a visual cue of like, okay, my right hand is ice, my left hand is fire. And again, that could be just me.
That's something that could be patched in, though.
Yeah.
You know, that's not necessarily like a game breaker. That's something that is easy to fix.
I don't know how you play this with a controller.
That's tricky. A good question, actually.
I'm going to see what arcade is here real quick. Is it just play?
It's just showing you scores and things, I think. I don't know. Oh, here you go. You got a little tutorial for arcade.
Before enemies enter the arena, spawn locations are highlighted.
Are you just surrounded?
Oh, God. Do I have to stand? I probably would have to stand up for this, I have a feeling. Jesus.
If they escape, they'll lose some health, so you gotta take them out before they escape.
Dude, this is gonna be fuck. This reminds me of like Star Wars right now. So if I shoot him with the wrong one, the instantly burns my score. So that freezes my score. So I don't lose it if I freeze them, but if I burn them, I do.
So you're worse off with fire than you are with ice.
I can trigger a large explosion. Do this by pressing the move button.
That's nice.
Can I continually do that? Because that would be awesome.
Probably not. There's going to be one for ice, too.
You can also freeze enemies in position by pressing the ice move button.
Well, that's pretty sweet. For a short time, you can get them, but you gotta be fast.
Even this, like when I'm frozen, my brain is just like, wait a second. Oh God, he's got a... Oh God, he's got a bomb. He's got a bomb. Oh, that was too quick for me to read. Shooting a fireball, the bomb will explode. Firing an ice will...
So you have to ice the bombs.
And then shoot it.
And then blow them up.
So this text is going really quick for me to read as well.
Just do what you've been doing, basically.
Yeah.
And if you get a bomb, freeze it before you blow it up. Ooh, hello.
So I'm going to shoot ice. I wonder if... I didn't notice if the color... Yeah, color changes based on what's coming out. So, like, it'll be yellow if it's... I'm just scared it's going to come up behind me. So you can see the circle inside changes based on what it is. So like this one will be fire. Oh, there's ice in there. Never mind. So the first one is going to be fire. Can I hit you? So like this will be the first one will be fire, so I want ice. And then... Oh, they're both fire.
Is it?
I did a thing.
Nice.
I got it well done. Stage 2.
This is like horde mode.
Oh god. Oh god. That made my brain go, what?
Well, this is a bit more like...
This
I could
is...
say a bit more replayability in
Yeah,
this
I
mode.
could see this being a little bit more fun. Again, my biggest thing is just not knowing, keeping track. And again, it could just be me. You could play this and you could have no problem. For me personally, keeping track of what hand's doing what.
Is your color blindness affecting it in any way, do you think? Is everything
because they're different enough colors. I can tell what color... Oh shit, what color they are. I think it's the combination of the speed of the things moving. Oh, I got a bonus. Challenge stage. It's the speed of the things moving.
Trippy.
Along with not knowing which hand does what.
Right.
So if they slow them down slightly,
recognize, yeah.
I guess for that it's challenge stage, so I don't feel as bad. But like if they slowed it down slightly, I fucked it up. Did it backwards. Ooh. Just fucking shooting. I'm just spraying and hoping I hit something. It seems to be working.
It's pretty in there, though.
It is. 29
Yay.
bad shots. Yeah, I got 33 bad shots. Oh, I can hold it. Wait a second. Oh, that might have just been a game changer right there. Hold on. I can hold and lock onto them, and then let go and shoot both at the same time. It's like if I hold this down.
But you still have to avoid touching the other ones, though, right?
Yes, but it's easier because the problem I had before, one of the problems I had before was hitting everyone individually. But if I do that, okay, that makes it a little bit easier.
Ooh, you're low on health, buddy.
I mean, I'm not going to survive this, so I'm just gonna. There we go. Fucking explode, everybody.
You got lucky.
How do I know if I can explode people? I don't see where that thing is. Shit.
There's one at the end there. There's a bomb guy following around that ice one.
Where?
Well, he was. I don't know where he's at now.
I don't like the words you're saying.
He was a green one, and he had a bomb on his head. There's one at the beginning of this one.
Oh, that one? Oh, God.
There you go.
I just shot it instead of freezing it.
Yeah. This mode looks a little cooler than the other ones.
Yeah.
I like the on-rail stuff, don't get me wrong, but
I'm enjoying this a little bit better.
This looks like more like an actual, fun kind of
challenge. Challenge one? Challenge stage. Yeah, this is definitely the... Oh, shit. I fucked that up.
So does this raise the price a little bit, do you think? This makes it worth, like, $10, or...?
Maybe. I don't... Again, it's... A lot of it's just personal preference, but I'm just not having a good time playing this game. Like, I'm not getting an enjoyment. I feel like this is like a task versus a challenge.
Forced to play it.
Yeah.
Well, you are.
Yes.
but at the same time,
you know what I'm saying? Like
you're playing it so other people can decide whether to play it.
There's no sense of accomplishment that I'm getting out of doing this.
Gotcha.
Like, I feel like there's no goal. It's just high points.
You're not like super
and it's not hard. Which is what I think makes... Damn it, I'm dead. Which is what frustrates me with it, is that it's not hard, I just can't do it because my brain is just like, These things look real cool when they fly towards you, though. I'll give them that. I mean, visually it's... Oh, there's a bomb. There's a bomb. There's a bomb. There's a bomb.
Oh, dead.
Oh, I died. 63,000. How do I compare... Oh, Jesus.
226th in the world.
Cool.
All right. Well, I think it's a good place as any.
$5-10, honestly.
$5-10. I'd say at least 10. I think, just based off that little extra mode there alone.
There's Winterland.
Yeah,
oh, God,
we'll call it. So we'll leave something for the imagination if people want to try the Winterland.
Oh, don't do that. That'll make you sick.
But that game is Dexed. That's DEXED.
Here's your developers.
There's your developer team. It's not a bad game by any means, but Keegan wasn't getting a whole lot of enjoyment out of it, mostly just because it was making his brain hurt, which is, it's a fair assessment, I suppose. But I think on the cheap, it's not a bad game necessarily. Just up to you. If you think watching this video, it looks like something you'd enjoy, the challenge of trying to figure out which hand is which. Definitely enhanced, probably with the move controllers. I can see it being frustrating with the DS4.
I bet you it uses R1 or R2 and L2 for the controller.
Probably,
it's got to.
Yeah,
the only way you can do
the
it.
dual analog sticks for moving them around, probably.
Yeah.
But that's Dexed. So if you like it, pick it up. If not, don't. But hopefully you enjoyed the video. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. And as always, welcome to the second level. Bye.
I got a lightsaber. Just.
It ain't no game, but they saying welcome to the second level.